Welcome to the Cohen Veterans Bioscience Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Knowledge Map, powered by Exaptive. In our last video, things were just getting interesting after we had stacked our working set with 3 entities: post-traumatic stress disorder, major depressive disorder, and cell aging. We looked at the number of connections each entity had, as well as the context in which those entities appear. Again, we can drag our columns where we like. And if we click on the Entity by Entity Paths button, we see a chart that really needs a bit of explanation. Each row represents the total number of paths between the 2 entities. Whether it's an association, a positive or negative correlation, if one entity increases or decreases the other entity, it will be counted on this chart. If an article specifically provides supporting evidence that there is no change, that is counted as well. The numbers in the brackets indicate the average length of those paths. So in our example, PTSD is PTSD, so this square is just gray. But if we look at cell aging versus PTSD, the ZAP tells us that for these 2 terms, these 2 entities, there are 322 different ways to get from one entity to the other, and the average path will take you through 1, 2, or 3 articles. Because the square is shaded dark blue, we know the shortest path will go through just 1 article. The lighter blue squares indicate paths go through at least 2 articles. This small circle on the side of the chart can help you navigate through the rows. Consider it like a magnifying glass, expanding your view of the row to which it is closest. Now we can take a look at our filtering options. How should we order our paths? The default is high path variety. We could do least paths or low path variety. We could also do most paths or shortest paths. We can also exclude everything that isn't a biomarker by clicking on the drop-down menu under Filter By and selecting biomarkers. Our familiar options for brain regions, test organisms, and the type of publications are also available. Now, perhaps the entities I chose didn't produce very many results. I can use this slider under Number of Suggestions to get the ZAP to give me ideas for other terms that are relevant to the entities I've already chosen. As you can see, you don't have to move the slider far to get many more paths. So we've taken a look at our working set, and the ZAP has told us how many connections our entities have and how long the paths are to get from one entity to another. We've even isolated the paths into just biomarkers or any other criteria we're interested in. In our next video, we're going to find out what those paths are and how to explore them in more detail. You're getting close to discovering connections that might have otherwise taken months or years to tease out of a variety of research publications.